What you are about to hear is highly classified. And welcome back to The Zone. I'm Brant Fowler, and this is the special update about the future of Zone 4. Thank you, everybody, for your patience in waiting for us to make these announcements and the 2 week or 3 week, however long it is now, hiatus since we've had our 300th episode. We all enjoyed the holidays, hope you did as well, and are having a happy new year. And we're eager to get back, but we're still going to take a little bit more time. So let's get on with the announcements. When Zone 4 does return, and I'll be telling you the date here in just a second, but when it does return, I want to let you guys know that it will be returning in a bi-weekly fashion. I did announce this on the Epic Rewind on Chris Ventura's channel on YouTube. But it will be bi-weekly instead of weekly, so every other Friday there will be a Zone 4 episode. Now, I do want to state that just because it's moving to bi-weekly instead of weekly, that doesn't mean it's fading away, it's starting to phase out or anything like that. It's just we want to do more focused shows and also give ourselves breathers in between, and we're also doing some other stuff that I'm going to be detailing in this announcement episode, or whatever you want to call it, this special update. So just bear with me. It's not gloom and doom here. We're all excited about the changes in format and everything. I think it's going to make the shows flow more. It's going to give us more to talk about on each episode. So going forward, it's going to be fun. So the official return or relaunch or re-grand opening date, whatever you want to call it, is going to be February 6th. That's the first week of February. It is a Friday, and that's going to be it's going to be the regular cast, John, Gordon, Ron, and myself for that episode as we come back and kind of reintroduce you to Zone 4. And we are continuing the numbering. It's not going to be a new number 1. We're not pulling a Marvel on you. It is going to be episode 301 when we return, but it will be bi-weekly. Now, the way that the shows are going to be split up now, the first episode of the month is going to be kind of a news headlines kind of thing from the previous month's news. So anything that's going on in the world of comics and comic related media like TV, film, and stuff, everything that we normally talk about in our headline section of the show, we're going to make that into an entire show. And since we have a whole month to prepare for that, we've got a lot more to talk about. So that's basically going to be that show, and that's the show that we're going to have that rotating cast where we've always had the reserves pop in if one of us can't make the show or whatever. We've still got our list of reserves of Carrie Kelly, Chuck Kennedy, Chuck Moore, Mike Luoma, and so forth. And that's where that show is going to be. That's going to be your more familiar show with what you're used to from Zone 4. Now, 2 weeks later, we're actually having a new cast for this show, semi-new cast, for this show once a month, and it's going to focus mainly on the comics, and all of us are going to be reading comics, and we're going to be talking about certain comics throughout the month and specific comics that we review or something. So basically we're splitting what we would do as a normal show in the past into 2 separate shows so we can enrich them a little bit more and expand on the topics at hand. The Comic Talk one may have a topic as well. We're just going to play with it and see what's going on with it, but hopefully you guys enjoy these changes. Speaking of that new cast, John and myself are going to be on that episode every month as well. Permanently on those episodes, though, the official new cast for that, also joining the 2 of us, is Chris Ventura, which is no surprise. Chris and I do a lot of shows together, a lot of projects together, so I'm really thrilled to have him on Zone 4 officially as a full cast member now, and he's going to be on that particular episode every month. And we are bringing in a brand new person, new to the Zone 4 family, to join the cast for that once a month as well. And this is a person that I've gotten to know over the past couple of years. Like me, he's a Spider-Man fan. He's around my age, just a little bit older, and he's very enthusiastic, very positive about comics. He keeps up on current comics, has his own popular YouTube channel, and for those, a lot of you probably already know who I'm talking about, but I am talking about Mike Spider Slayer from Comic Frontline is joining Zone 4, and I'm thrilled to make that announcement. He was the first guy I thought of. Actually, the first guy several of us thought of when we were talking about bringing in somebody new that's up to date on comics and everything, that would be fun to talk to on a monthly basis about various comics. So very happy to have that cast. So it's me, John, Chris, and Mike Spider Slayer for that month's episode of the Comic Talk of Zone 4. So we're mixing things up like we always do, and trying to give you more content, newer, fresher approaches to the stuff that we've been doing, but still giving you something to that you're familiar with. So that's why we have the 2 separate episodes, and Ron and Gordon are still going to be a presence. Don't think they're going away, so they will be around. Speaking of Ron, he's going to be around a lot more than that as well, because we are adding a show specifically for Ron. It is tentatively Zone 4 Presents Airship 27, and basically this is Ron's show to talk about all things pulp. It is an Airship 27 sponsored show, but his partner in Airship 27 Productions, Rob Davis, is going to be joining him, and they'll probably have other people in the pulp community and so on and so forth come on the show as well, and they're going to be talking about all things in the world of pulp and new pulp on this show. And it's also going to be once a month. It'll take place in one of the off weeks where Zone 4 does not have an episode. So just another show for you guys to enjoy and look forward to, and more content. And in that other off week between Zone 4 episodes, John and I on YouTube are going, on Zone 4 Podcast on YouTube, are going to be doing a shortened live show. It's going to be a news update. We're still working out the details. Don't want to give too much away about this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a little humorous, but we're thinking about a 30, 45 minute kind of window as opposed to the longer Zone 4 episode times. But it is going to be on youtube.com/Zone4Podcast. And it's going to be a video, so you get to watch our lovely faces once a month. And it's tentatively called Good Morning Tonight. So that gives you a little tease on what kind of vibe we're going for. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. You can look forward to more details about that upcoming. Stuff that you already know about, but that is kind of getting a revamp, a twist, and is part of the Zone 4 family, but I'm not always directly involved with it, are 2 of Chris's shows, which are Epic Rewind and It's a Podcast. These are live shows. Well, actually, Epic Rewind's a live show. It's a Podcast was a podcast, audio podcast. But both of these are returning in a monthly fashion as well, and they will be taking place in between Zone 4 on Chris's channel, which is Dark Avenger C86 on YouTube. And Epic Rewind is going to be kind of a gathering of gamers from the Frontline Gaming Zone YouTube channel, which I am a part of, and we're going to be talking about the stuff that we've been playing in the past month. We're going to be discussing games in general and stuff like that, just kind of catching up and talking about what's upcoming on the channel in the future. So that's going to be Epic Rewind. So kind of think of it as a complement to Hit Points, which I'll get to in a minute as well. And then It's a Podcast is returning in video format on his channel as a monthly show as well, and that's going to be more the comics and toys and general stuff, covering an entire month worth of that stuff. So those are each going to be on Chris's channel, but they'll also be on the Zone 4 Podcast website. Hall of Toys is returning again as a live show. We're going to continue doing that on the Zone 4 Podcast channel as well, talking specifically about toys, and it'll mainly be me and Chris. Sometimes maybe Dan or some other guests, Dan Sin or some other guests will be joining us from time to time, including Lisa, whenever she is able to or wants to join. So, that's going to continue going forward. And Hit Points, I already mentioned, is a once-a-month podcast as well, and that one is moving from Frontline Gaming Zone to Comic Frontline proper, but of course it's still going to be on comic-related Zone 4, etc. Now, the last show I want to talk about is the morning stream, or the morning live stream, I think is what we called it. This is a thing that Chris and I started last year, at some point, like early last year, I believe, where we just got together in the wee hours of the morning, because we're always up late, and just decided to put on the camera and do a live show, and we just talk about random stuff, or I'd play some online video games, and we show that as I'm progressing through the game or whatever. We are bringing that back just as an occasional kind of thing that we do. It's not going to have any set schedule. If we decide to do it, we'll throw it up on the schedule and let you guys know about it. But yeah, it's just going to be something that we do at random, and it is moving from Chris's channel to the Zone 4 Podcast YouTube channel as well. So as I promised you guys, we are starting really to build up the Zone 4 Podcast YouTube channel. The Hit Points expansion packs are on the Zone 4 Podcast channel as well. So that's just another thing of content that we're going to be adding, and the morning stream is just basically us two getting together at random times in the middle of the night, either playing games or talking about comics or talking about life or talking about whatever. It's just this random thing that we do. So, it's just a fun thing that you can look forward to when it is available. And all these shows will be on the Zone 4 Podcast website if you want to find them all in a central location. As far as the audio podcasts, which include the two Zone 4s, Ron's Pulp Show, and Hit Points, will all be in the main Zone 4 iTunes feed. All the shows will in that one main feed. If you don't want to get all that other content, they will be clearly marked what's Zone 4, what's Hit Points, what's Airship 27, and so forth, and any other new shows that we add to the feed as they become more popular and everything. If I pull the audio from Hall of Toys or whatever, they will all go in that feed, but they'll all be very distinctly identified. You'll know what you're getting. And if you just want the main Zone 4 show, then you can grab that from the Zone 4 Podcast website, or Comic Related, or comicspodcasts.com, or you can find it on Comic Frontline on YouTube. So, or Stitcher. That's another place you can find it. So, but you can find all of these shows in that main feed, that main massive feed for Zone 4. So you never have to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe to 5 different feeds to get all the programming from Zone 4 Podcast. You can just subscribe to the one feed, and you'll get every show that we do. And if you subscribe to the Zone 4 Podcast YouTube channel, you'll get all that. Or if you check out zone4podcast.com, you're going to get everything. Videos, audio, blogs, and so forth. So go check that out. I am hoping to revamp the Zone 4 website. Don't know, and I kind of doubt that I'm going to have time to do it before this relaunch. But what I will be doing is starting to put up a monthly schedule on zone4podcast.com, letting you know exactly when each and every show that is involved with Zone 4 will be going live. And that includes all the video shows on Chris's channel, all the stuff on Zone 4 Podcast YouTube channel, and all the audio stuff that we do. So you can look forward to that in the coming weeks, so you can plan ahead and know exactly what you're getting when you're getting it. So, all right, so that is all the announcements for now. I hope you guys are excited as I am about all these upcoming changes, about the growth and the evolution of Zone 4 that I've kind of been talking about for weeks now. And I think it's exciting. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to revitalize things for both the cast and hopefully you guys, the listeners, as well. And yeah, so that's it. Just stay tuned to zone4podcast.com and Zone 4 Podcast on Facebook and YouTube for all the updates upcoming. And come February 6th, Zone 4 will be back in full effect. So as I get out of here, I want to thank the official bands of Zone 4, the Raywall Band, and Society's Plague that you hear on every episode. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for us, if there's anything else you'd like us to talk about, see, any guests you'd like us to have, any ideas you have whatsoever for Zone 4, you can send those to Zone4 at comicrelated.com. You can find us on comicrelated.com, comicfrontline.com, comicspodcasts.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and we are proud members of both the Comic Related Podcast Network and Comics Podcasts Network. And let's see, is that it? Oh, please go check out Frontline Gaming Zone on YouTube. I am, like I said earlier, I am a member, and I am putting up Batman Arkham Origin playthroughs right now. We've got a lot of other stuff coming up. We've kind of done a soft launch, and we're really trying to ramp up the channel now, so go please check that out. Check out mine and Lisa Moore's YouTube channel, Where's My Tail, where we post random vlogs, unboxings, hauls. My Loot Crate videos moved over there, and we're doing Neokashi, Japanese candies and snacks unboxing, stuff like that. We did some Disney Infinity unboxings and Vlogmas and so forth, so go check that out as well. Of course, check out comicrelated.com, comicfrontline.com for comic news, reviews, podcasts, and so much more. So until February 6th, or whenever I decide to do an extra little audio or video bit on zone4podcast.com, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. You are now leaving Zone 4.
On the streets of New York City, he steps out to make a stand. He's Spider-Man.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.